So welcome friends, it's a continuous, let's come into the next series where we are just going to discuss about the path parameters, how we can pass the path parameters in uh, fast APIs. When we are writing the get API, how we can pass the parameters and how we can convert the parameter types and all. Okay, so let's start with it. I'm just going to, let me just copy the previous whatever we have written. So I'm just going to scroll it downside. So this is the uh, second session where we are discussing about path variables. Okay, so let me just copy this. So I'm creating about path variable. Okay, so definition part. So what exactly the path variable is? So path variable means now I just want to pass some dynamic parameters in the browser. So dynamic parameters means if else let's consider an example over here. I just want to create a route like this. I have this endpoint and I am writing here uh, data data1. Okay, and after I'm just writing here any name like python xyz. I'm just passing some integer values 1 2 3 4 like this. Some if you will see some kind of products and over there now you will see you have some path parameters will be passing here. So I'm just consider a path parameter, some path param. Okay, some path parameter will just pass after it. Okay, so how we can write our rest endpoint for the same. So basically if you have aware, so let me just recap those who just joined this session right now. Simply what you have to do, you have to just import this fast API package, and after that you have to create an instance of this fast API and then come over here. So app.get, and after that whatever your endpoint is, so I just consider it after root. I don't want to keep anything, I just want to be keep any I just consider like hit here variable, where is my uh, arrest endpoint, and after that I just want to pass any ID. Okay, whatever the ID I'm just whatever the value or things I'm just passing, that will be come into the variable ID. So what I need to do I need to print that ID over here. So I just get this ID in the basically these are the arguments, whatever the argument. So I have only the one argument over here. So let me just fetch. I'm just what I'm doing, I'm just creating my custom message. So custom message is the input param is, and after that what I'm trying to do, I'm just going to print that param value, that's ID. Okay, and to make it safer side, let me just convert into the str because in case of integer it will throw an error. So let me just do that. Okay, so whatever the custom message that I have created over here, I'm just passing it. So what happened if let me just tell you what exactly the expected output for this program. So I have created a REST endpoint. So the REST endpoint will be like this. So I have one this slash, after that I'm passing any value, and if I'm passing 123, so this 123 will be handled by this ID, and first I'm just converted into the string, and after that appending with that one. So the custom message become this. So my final result is in JSON, where it will just print this JSON over the browser. It will print this and the custom message. So custom message will be this one. So I'm just copy this message, and after that whatever the input parameter I am passing here, so I'm just considering. So this is the message that I'm just going to this is the final message, that's the output of this uh, path parameter that we are just going to print. So it's not necessary you will just pass here 2, 3, 4, 5. You can just pass here any name, anything else. So that will be printed. So let me just show you this value over the browser, how it's printed. So let's come into the browser. So first of all, when we just come into the browser, let me just refresh. If you will see, one more endpoint will be added over it. So you have two options. One option is this: you have this endpoint. You can just go. Basically, this is just kind of your postman. So you can just pass any ID. So I'm just considering. I'm just passing this. Let me just take here slash where slash I'm just passing 232. That's I'm passing. So I told you this is a message that going to print. Let me just pass here any name here. So instead of this value, the name will be printed over there. So this is the now this is the first objective that the how you can just pass the path parameters. Now let's discuss when we are just strictly make the API that it only accept an integer value or any string value, otherwise it throw an exception. So let's discuss how we can create that. So friends, I told you we are going to discuss now. I just want to make this ID as an integer. Only it should accept only the integer values, otherwise it will throw an error or exception. So how we can do that? This is very simple and it's nothing so typical in the fast API. It's very simple. So what we need to do, we need to specify the type of this uh, ID. So how we can just making this path variable uh, type, okay, type check. So how we can do that type check and all? So I just make it here int. So what we will do, what we can do here, we will make a path variable. Let me just path variable. Okay, I'm just writing here any uh, test, not path variable, I'm just making it test here. So my endpoint is test, and after that I'm passing any value. That ID will goes here, and that ID should be an integer value, and after that I'm just going to append that value. Okay, if this value will be the string, so it will throw an error. So how it behave, how it throw an error, let's see in the browser how what exactly the errors comes in the picture. We will create the API over there. Let me just refresh this one. So when we are just going to refresh this, let me just wrap it. So we have one more parameter, that's a path variable type check. This is one more. So what we'll do, we'll just go here, and if I'm just passing this, so if you'll see the REST endpoint is test here. So let me change here the name test. So this is the message that I just want to be demonstrate you. It will give that the value is not a valid integer, so it will throw an error. So I have not written anything over there. I'll just specify only the type. So it will check the type to internally what exactly the package will do. It will check the type of that one and return a custom message over it. If I am just passing here the value 1, 2, 3, it's work perfectly fine. So the demonstration of this program is to how you can make a custom endpoint having a path parameters, and to make that variable explicitly to type specific. Okay, so we'll discuss in the next sessions how we can convert the types into we can convert the standard types and all. So we'll discuss in the next session. I think this session is helpful for you to demonstrate and to start the fast API. So thanks for watching. Yeah, we'll just meet in the next session. Thank you.